So here's how I made this splendid animation. So first I just borrowed the original, which looks a bit like this, and all I had to change was whose line is this anyway? It should have been interesting. So I downloaded the YouTube video and put it into a 3D program. So it's hang on. It should be here. So it's black right now, but if we play it a bit, it will play in 3D, which is really cool. Then I put a camera on top of it, so I press camera mode. You can see that's all you see, that border, and that's about it really. So now if we play it, this is the entire thing will only be shot in this one bit. And the reason it looks like slightly different to the video is I just added a few lighting points every once in a while, so it looks a bit brighter, nicer, and it will match with the theme. And I added some textures, so it makes it have that little bumpiness you see there, and a bit grimy. The reason I tried to make it grimy was because without without making it grimy, then that wouldn't have fit in. And the way I did this was quite simple. I just had this thing, there's a joke there, this thing floating above the camera the entire time, only when it's needed, which is exactly here. And what it'll do is that when it hits the scene, it'll go this thing anyway, and the way I did the shake is I just moved the camera a bit and I moved this a bit, which was quite easy. And this, just like the bottom thing, has a lot of textures as well, so it looks grimy and has different like redness here and then something here, but in order to make it more clear, it would have lighting like this. Then as a separate side piece, well, here's how I made the other bit. What I did is, in order to make the ending bit here have fade in, this is the animation render, and this is just a PNG render, and all I did was fade this in and out. So this thing isn't here in the actual thing. It's just a PNG I slapped in there because it's cool. And then finally, as a bit of a blooper, for the animation bit there is a smoke simulator. Now, obviously, when you hit something on like a plane, it will make a bit of smoke and a bit of dust impact. But it didn't work, and it took me an hour, and I'm not doing it again because it looks like this, and this is how it's. Actually, where is it? This is how it's meant to look, but it didn't work, so I'm sad. But oh well, it doesn't make a difference. And finally, when it comes to the sound, when you render something, it won't come with sound at all, unless you were to add it yourself. And then, obviously, I added the original music. Beautiful. But, for some reason, the audio wouldn't actually work properly. So, I added a little drum roll before it, which syncs in perfectly. And then, I added a little creaking noise, a little drum roll, more of an intense drum roll, and a crash, so it would fill in the areas that weren't perfect, but would also, have an effect. Creaks, it does a drum roll, and it crashes at the exact same time.